guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. My name is Aubrey and this is my astrological outlook for the day. So, today is an interesting day and we have some rather intriguing Sabian symbols in effect today. And also we have multiple planets changing degrees today. So we have some energy shifts happening, and also today the moon will move out of Scorpio and into Sagittarius, hallelujah, where it will head towards conjunction with the South Node later tonight and into tomorrow. And I think that as the moon moves out of Scorpio and into Sagittarius today, this should lighten the emotional load that we've been experiencing a bit and really help us to process things that came up during that full moon in Scorpio and all of the intensity and the emotional purging and transformation that it was calling for. I think we might experience some personal revelations over today or the next few days while the moon is in Sagittarius this week. And that's just something to keep in mind. And I'll talk about that a little further on in my report. Now, does today have gifts in store for us? Well, I don't know. But it might, because, or maybe at least it will provide something that will be a blessing or a gift somehow in the future. And this is because today we have the sun discharging 9 degrees of Taurus, and that Sabian symbol is a sleigh. Oh, I'm sorry. That Sabian symbol is a Christmas tree decorated. So we're all ready for a celebration. We're just waiting on the presents. Things presented today might come in use for some reason in the future. Also today we should be open to receive and try our best to focus on and envision our heart's true desires, because we have the Christmas tree fully decorated in the degree of the sun today. So things that happen today might be gifts in disguise that we might come to open and receive as a beautiful present later in the future somehow. The Earth is at 9 Scorpio today, a dentist hard at work. So there is work going on from Mother Earth's perspective right now, and it's about repairs and fixing things and realignment. And we know the full moon energetics we just came through were pushing us towards this exact same thing. So now we have it from the Earth today as well. Venus, the ruler of Taurus, where all the action is right now, is airing things out and letting in the light. She's at 18 Taurus today, and Venus is significant, and what Venus is doing is very important right now because all of the planets are in Taurus. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the significant planets are in Taurus right now, and that's Venus's sign. So we must watch Venus. And today at 18 Taurus, Venus is at a woman airing an old bag through a sunny window. And she's also still in conjunction with Mercury today. So we might hear about some women airing some things out, or things being aired out and light shown on them in regards to the Taurus themes of money, resources, value systems, comfort, love, relationships, peace, stability, and earth-based things generally, like the actual earth, okay? Information, news, and messages about these topics I would expect today. And also, look at what we have here, all right? Look at the proximity of Venus and Mercury now to the black moon. Venus is at 18 degrees of Taurus. Mercury is at 20 degrees of Taurus. And the black moon has been at 21 degrees of Taurus and moves to 22 degrees of Taurus today, which I will talk about in a few minutes. But this says to me, because of the now very close proximity between Venus, Mercury, and the black moon, this says to me that a lot of this news and information that we might hear might seriously trigger people's fears and insecurities, or expose shadow sides and cause massive amounts of projection, which really in a lot of cases exposes truth, because projections come from our own inability to look at and accept our own flaws and wrongdoing. So we project it onto others and criticize them and villainize them for it. And that's basically how that worked. And it is classic emotional immaturity. I mean, that's really what all that this is. But we can all be susceptible to this if we're not very, very conscious of our own thoughts and our own actions and the consequences of those, as well as our subconscious issues. We can easily be pulled into these shadow issues and projecting them out into our life, and that impacts our relationships with other people and generally the circumstances that we experience in our lives. Venus rules Taurus, and the black moon is in Taurus, and Venus is in Taurus. And so we have Venus and the black moon both in Taurus, and Venus is a sign of rulership, and the black moon and Taurus are like the two sides of the feminine. They're like the twin sisters on the feminine plane. The dark and mysterious mother and protector, the black moon, and the peaceful, beautiful princess and maiden, Venus. And their union is bringing up subconscious issues related to the feminine, and I believe their conjunction will bring to the forefront a lot of issues impacting women specifically right now, and also do a lot to further refuse that divine feminine archetype that the new moon in Aries was also referencing and talking about, that has been really destroyed and distorted over the years, back into wholeness. You know, that true like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary archetype being activated and assisting us through these massive shifts and changes we will soon be and are experiencing. And we are still primed for major financial and economic changes and big shifts and upsets to our pre-established norms. That's still a thing. That's still going on, and that is going to be going on. And for now, the shifts today, we have planets moving degrees, slow outer planets moving degrees. And when they shift degrees, it creates subtle changes because they're discharging different energetics and they stay at those energetics for so long. So for the big shifts today, well, they're not really big shifts. They're kind of small shifts, but they're still significant. We have 3-degree changes happening today. And also Saturn moved degrees yesterday. So kind of making it 4 over the past 24 hours. So we have Jupiter moving to 29 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol is a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. How timely. And we have the nodes, the north and the south node, changing degrees from 11 degrees of, or from 12 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius to 11 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius. The north and the south node always move backwards according to, or in their motion. That's just the nature of their motion. And they were at some very significant degrees over the past few weeks, and that was 12 Gemini and Sagittarius. And the Sabians for those degrees were, the north node was at a slave girl demands her rights of her mistress, and we all know that that is exactly in alignment with what we have just been generally experiencing over these past 2 weeks leading up to the North Node still being at that position for the full moon, breaking free. That is the bottom line in all of this, and getting in touch with our authenticity and our personal power. The same exact dynamic is being described by 12 Gemini, where the North Node has been for the past couple weeks. And the South Node at that positioning was at 12 Sagittarius. A flag is seen turning into an eagle that crows, and that's all about metamorphosis, and also has themes of freedom and transitioning to a higher form of freedom embedded in the symbolism. So that's what the nodes where they were for this full moon and the past couple weeks. Now we have them changing degrees to 11 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius. And those Sabian symbols where the North Node is now is 11 Sagittarius, newly opened lands newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. That's where our North Node placement is at right now. And then we have the South Node, 11 degrees of Sagittarius, the lamp of physical enlightenment at the left temple. So now I have to refine my place. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I just had to go back in time to find the old Sabians, and now I'm going forward in time to come back to where I was. Okay, so after all that we've been through, breaking free this past couple weeks, and the energetics and the moon and all of that experience that has really been trying to make us dig down deep and figure out what's restricting us from being in alignment with our true self and breaking free, moving forward, Now we have now we have arrived at the new frontier, and now as our collective destiny unfolds, we perceive new opportunities and open our minds to options about how to move forward in this new reality, in this new environment, in this new way of living, these new circumstances that we weren't expecting, but they're here now, so we need to figure out how to work with them. This is progress. The degree of the South Node today is why also I think there will be a lot of personal revelations over the next few days while the moon is in Sagittarius with the South Node. And that's because this degree, it was the lamp of physical enlightenment at the left temple, turning on the light, the lamp of physical enlightenment, the left temple, the left brain, the light permeating into the rational, logical, and fact-based arguments, finally. And I think with the moon at the South Node and in Sagittarius, this will help enlighten us and bring us revelations and epiphanies following what we've experienced with the full moon that can help us to begin to transform and release that karma. The South Node rules our karma and what we need to let go of. So I think that this is an interesting dynamic considering what we've been through and where we're going. All right. Also, we had Jupiter move to 29 degrees of Aquarius, as I mentioned earlier, and this degree is a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. And now Jupiter is helping us to metamorphosize and emerge, metamorphosize, and come on out into our new form. And so it's being talked about by the new degrees of the big planets that are changing today, really explaining this process that was underway at the new moon in Aries, that was underway for the full moon in Scorpio, and that is perpetuating, and we're continuing on through this next 2 weeks and into as we, go through our new year, our new astrological cycle this year. Finally, the black moon is also changing degrees today, like I mentioned earlier, to 22 degrees of Taurus as Mercury and Venus close in on their conjunctions to the black moon. So this obviously is the degree of 22 Taurus, where the black moon is moving, is a white dove over troubled water. All right, so this is a really big lesson and blessing for where we are right now. And if we can use this degree properly over the next few weeks, it will really help us a lot in dealing with these black moon issues that have been super triggered by the Scorpio full moon. Okay, so the white dove flying over troubled water. This obviously adds a lot of hope to our difficult road or troubled waters that we've been treading through. Peace, love, and the air element. Here we are, back to that air element. Thoughts, ideas, intuition, inspiration coming through and helping us to rise above. No matter how dark things look on the ground or how bad they feel right now, and truly, it's a tough time, and things are not, there's a lot of struggles for a lot of people right now. But regardless of all of that, remember, we're absolutely heading into the age of Aquarius, and thoughts absolutely do create our reality. And in this new paradigm, and as long as our thoughts and our ideas and our subconscious mind, the black moon, are aligned with peace and love and hope, really, despite any of the circumstances, despite anything that's going on, no amount of restriction or suppression or force can limit God's divine plan in any way. Man's will is not and never will be more powerful than God's will. And if we can align with God's will and trust and have faith and really cultivate that dove symbolism within us, peace, love, hope, and most importantly, forgiveness, then there is no amount of external force, restriction, pressure that can do anything to alter our true path that we're on, and we will create everything that we need. So it's pretty clear that God's divine plan for us right now, it's in the blueprint. it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what we see going on around us, because the blueprint is what's unfolding no matter what. And the plan includes a mentally and therefore totally liberated and empowered humanity, the Aquarian age. Okay, so that's the message from the black moon and her conjunction with Mercury the messenger, Venus, love, beauty, comfort, peace, money, and the black moon, our subconscious fears and our shadow side issues. Clear your shadow, align your thoughts and ideas and feelings with the dove, peace, love, hope, and forgiveness. And that is how we fly over all of these challenges that come our way and that come up, by literally creating a different reality into being through the impact and creative potential that our thoughts truly do have on creating reality in this dimension, in this world. So we have a lot of help today from Jupiter expanding things, blessing us, and helping us to go through that metamorphosis, a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis, and the black moon telling us exactly what we need to do to transverse through these very difficult and complex and deep emotional issues that are resulting from power struggles and restrictions on our true authenticity and our personal freedom. We avoid the manifestation of those negative scenarios by removing the feelings that they create within our minds, our hearts, our souls, our psyches, our subconscious, and replacing them with forgiveness, with love, with hope, with peace, and surrendering to the changes that are happening and knowing that they are truly gifts and presents. The Christmas tree decorated where the sun is today, that in the future will come to benefit us in big ways, and really we can avoid all of the more negative inclinations and the fear-based manifestations of this energy by staying out of the troubled waters, flying above through becoming the dove, and really embodying and representing in our true being, and like genuinely doing so, forgiveness, love, peace, and hope.